Now, prophets were also called in their prophetic ministry to intercede with God. The first reference to this is Genesis 20 and verse 7. Here we have Abraham, the first prophet, being allowed by God to plead successfully with him so that the change could come into that situation. And so it says, now therefore restore the man's wife, for he is a prophet, and he will pray for you, and you shall live. But if you do not restore her, know that you shall surely die, you and all yours. This is when Abraham said to Abimelech, Sarah is not my wife, she's my sister. And Abimelech took her to be his wife. And then before he touched her, God said, don't you dare touch that woman, because you're going to die if you go ahead with this. And the household was smitten with barrenness. And then he said, you pray. God said, you ask Abraham, he's a prophet, he will pray for you, and you will be healed. And so intercession is central to the prophetic calling. Exodus 18 verse 19 records how Jethro suggested to Moses, that's Moses' father-in-law, that he should make intercession his priority. Now, he says, listen to my voice. I'll give you counsel, and God will be with you. Stand before God for the people so that you may bring the difficulties to God. In other words, Moses was wearing himself out listening to the cases, and he said, you shouldn't be spending so much time listening to all the cases of the people. Let others handle the easy cases. You go into the secret place. You go and you pray. You intercede to God, and then God will give you wisdom for the hard cases. Let them bring the hard cases to you. And so Moses implemented this advice, and something wonderful happened. And again, we see how the kings relied on the prophets for their intercession. I've mentioned that before in 2 Kings 19 verse 4, when Hezekiah sent a message to Isaiah and said, it may be that the Lord your God will hear all the words of the Rabshakeh, his master, the king of Assyria, has sent to reproach the living God, and will rebuke the words which the Lord your God has heard. Therefore, lift up your prayer for the remnant that is left. You see, the kings knew that the prophets had a capacity to intercede so that their voice was heard in heaven. And that means when we're called into prophetic ministry or prophetic function, one of the primary applications of that is intercession.